okay if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, or Pandora and you want to watch the visual, you can always go to the Facebook, THA Couch. Everybody else, what up, though? I don't need a lot of your time. Just give me a little bit of your time, and I do want to give a trigger warning first. Yeah. Without further ado, let's get it popping.
It's time for the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits. Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we live every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So that's the couch every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit. It's the Couch Chronicles, where they know what? I know you said it.
I am infinite.
Shout out to everybody that's tuned in.
I am on a different time. Problems in my vision now. You can never understand. You don't understand how the world is different, y'all. Somehow the world is changing right before our eyes. Yeah. The feel that I'm slowly feeling just with every lie that they told to us. And they know that we're waking up and gonna stay woke. Yeah. So be bold and forget about the things they once told. They think we're stupid, so they do it to us. Ain't no disputing every day the truth revealing to us. But this if you wanna see it. This shit is crazy, so you don't wanna believe it. You ignore it 'cause it's easy. And it's good for them. Another motherfucker thumb in the hub for them. Thinking that you winning, you've been holding. Eating what they feed and now you're snowed, man. I am on a different time.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Problems in my vision now. You can never understand. You don't understand how the world is different, y'all. Somehow the world is changing right before our eyes. Yeah. The feel that I'm slowly feeling just with every lie that they told to us. And they know that we're waking up and gonna stay woke. Yeah. So be bold, just be bold. And forget about the things they once told. Forget about the things they once told us.
Be bold. Forget about them lies. We get told lies all the time. I do want to give a trigger warning for today. Today might rub some people the wrong way. Today might hurt some people's feelings. Today might open some people's eyes. Today might do something for you. Trigger warning. I'll see y'all. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. Of course, I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time, and every Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Oh, you want to play again? 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Make sure that you follow the Couch on all social media. Also, the OKC People's Choice Awards is coming up again. I'm trying to be going to the semifinals. So if you get a chance, go on Facebook, type in 2025 OKC People's Choice Awards, and go vote for the Couch's favorite local podcaster. Also, just look on my page and look at all the categories, because there's so many categories that I need to be added in. So, go vote for me. Now, today, like I said, is gonna rub some people the wrong way. But before we get into it, I do want to give a moment of silence for the ones that didn't make it today. Whether you know them, whether you don't know them, you've seen a story on the news and you heard somebody pass away. Think about somebody in your head. Give them that moment. Give your peoples that moment. Okay? Now, before we go on, I'm going to say again, trigger warning. Today, the subject is called Swept Under. And the reason why I do this is because, it's no reason why, we should be still living in a world where, the world might lie to you, but families, to me, I feel like should not be the ones to lie to you. They shouldn't be the ones sweeping things under. They should be the ones like, yo, no, we got to get this motherfucker, or we taking them off the map. Not getting jealous because you said, hey, your boyfriend keeps, mom, your boyfriend keeps, coming into my room trying to touch me. And then mom thinking that, oh, my daughter's jealous of me. She's trying to get my man. There are some parents, Black, white, Native, Mexican, that literally do this to their children. They make their children feel as if they're in competition with them. They make even I don't give a fuck. Sometimes there's kids that's like, yo, mama, like, your boyfriend is like, I don't like the way he's touching me. And they're the ones that's treated as if they're the ones coming on to him. And it happens in a lot of families. And instead of the mom doing something about it, she's sweeping it under the rug. So now, daughter told her that at like 13. Now she's 18. She done been raped by her boyfriend, by her mom's boyfriend, 20-something times. Between that time and she's 18. And her mom never believed her, and she didn't want to go back to her mom because she didn't want her mom thinking that she was in competition with her anymore. She didn't like that feeling that her mom gave her. So many families go through that, and they just sweep it right on under the rug. No. If I can do anything to stop it, I'm gonna try. And if giving it light on the couch could help contribute to that, we're gonna do it. So that's why we do Swept Under every month. I personally, I feel like this. My mom was molested when she was young. And when something happened to me, I felt as if, like, you're my mom. Like, you went through what I'm trying to tell you about. I expect my mom to believe me. But because of me having nieces, what I went through doesn't really matter to them, because it's like, my sister's married to him now, and, they got 2 kids. And so now it's they was expecting it to be swept under. Like I was just supposed to be just all good. And, for a while, when I first got out of prison, I was just like, you know what? I have 2 nieces. I have to put what I went through to the side so I can build a relationship with my nieces. And I was just like, you know what? I can do that, but, if I ever got to babysit them, they got to come over here. Or it can be nobody at that house unless it's just me and the kids. But I'm not going to go over there with my sister's husband by myself. I didn't trust him, And it was like, I know I told my whole family. I told my sister before I went, and like, when I actually went back to jail, like, I was out on bond when my sister's boyfriend at the time tried to rape me. And I was just like, sissy, like, don't fuck with him. Like, he tried to fuck with me. Like, I couldn't even get no sleep. Like, that night in the jail, I got the best sleep of my life. Like, when they was like, you ready to go to the back? Yes, immediately. Can I get my oranges now? I was so ready to get to the back because I was so tired. I was so tired because I literally had to fight for my life all night. So I felt like if I told y'all then, do I have to tell y'all every year, or is it something that just has to be brought up every time I think about it? Or, you know, because I kept it to myself every time I think about it, or I would tell my wife, you know, and she was my girlfriend at the time, but I would tell my wife, and I would just be like, you know, like, that's why I don't, you know, be around like that, or, you know, because I'm uncomfortable. And then, you know, when it got brought back up again, it was like my feelings were as if they weren't valid. And then I was also told that it didn't happen. And I'm just like, it hurts me to know that you literally have been molested as a child. And I'm telling you what I went through, and you're telling me that it didn't happen. Or you don't believe me. That's a part of sweeping it under the rug. The only way we can truly break generational curses is if we actually lift that rug up and start revealing what's under there. Because we aren't the ones that wanted to sweep it under the rug in the first place. A lot of us swept things under the rug because our family taught us that what happens in this house stays in this house, right? That's what they taught us. They taught us that if something bad happens, if you get fucked up, if your dad whoops your ass, if you get molested in this house, it cannot go past this threshold. Matter of fact, here's a rug. Sweep it on under. That happens too often. I see you. That happens too often. And now you got 90s and 80s and even as far back as 70s babies. Thank you. We got 90s, 80s, 70s babies that's still traumatized from the things that they had to sweep under the rug with their family. They traumatized to the point where some of you guys don't even have a relationship with your mom and dad. Because their toxicity, you no longer want it in your life. And congratulations to you. Please don't think that you're a bad person, because you are not. Because the only way that you can break cycles and break generational curses is if you lift that rug up, start revealing it. Let your parents know exactly who they are, because they must have thought that they was amazing raising us. No, we are traumatized. Half of us is in therapy. You feel me? Like, we are still working on and working through the trauma that our families put us through as children. Some worse than others. Some worse than others. And now I find myself as a 90s babies and I know 80s and 70s babies that's doing the same thing. As I find myself doing everything I can to shake that shit, like to show like, hey, yeah, it was molestation in my family and we did have to sweep it under the rug. My daddy used to beat me so fucking bad that I literally had to lie. They made me into a liar. They shaped me to be a liar. I literally had to grow up and teach myself how not to lie. Because when you sweep things under the rug, you gotta lie about it too. I mean, it's gotta be a reason why this happened or you're acting like this. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm getting molested and we gotta sweep it under the rug. No, I gotta say, oh, well, I had a boyfriend and we broke up. Me and my boyfriend, we lies on top of lies on top of lies. Sometimes my teacher would catch me up in a lie and I'll just get mad and walk out of class and get in trouble and have to go to ISI because I forgot my lie that my parents told me to tell. What's really fucked up is our families who had to go through it just think it's normal and went down a rabbit hole because the shit that I went through and realized how fucked up my family really is. Exactly, Margaret. Listen, and what's crazy is we've all, and it's not just you, we all can say the same thing. Some of us, I will say there are some people that can say, oh my God, my childhood was amazing growing up. There are some people that can say that. And I'm not being facetious. Like that's dope to me. I wish I can say that. I wish. You know, my cousin reached out to me, and I love him to death. Shout out to Devere. I love you. But my cousin reached out to me, and he was like, you know, cousin, I know I haven't hit you up in a while, but I'm hitting you up because my brother want to talk to you. I was like, whoa. We not about to fucking do that. My cousin raped me for a whole summer. Bitch, why the fuck do you think you can contact me? And my cousin was so upset that his brother was trying to use him to get to me. And he was just like, oh, fuck no. He was like, because I remember whenever your brother jacked off in front of me when we was little. And I was like, wow. This is things that happen in the family. And even though my brother didn't raise his son grew up and ended up being the same type of person too. Except now he's in trouble. He's in a placement now. And I'm going to be one to be real with you guys. I don't speak to my nephew. Me and my nephew used to be like this. When they said that he touched a little boy and that's why he's in that place, when he called me, I let him get through one time and I told him, listen, the reason why I'm not answering the phone is because I was touched on. I wasn't believed, and I don't fuck with that type of shit. I love you, but I can't fuck with you. Please take care. And I hung up. And he didn't understand. He didn't understand, so he put his worker on the phone. And I told her, do you mind explaining to him in a better way? Because I don't condone that type of shit. And to me, I don't care who you are. If I find out, I'm talking about hard facts, that you did something to a child, to anybody that was not what they consent, I'm not fucking with you. And if I already fuck with you and I don't know that about you, go ahead and disappear. Please. I don't like that type of shit. I don't like the fact that I wasn't believed. I don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that it happened to me, you. I don't like the fact that it happened to any of us. And I don't like the fact that we all had to sweep it under the rug. And now we're all in different ways dealing with the traumatic experience of our families. It projects different ways. Some people's messy, some people's angry, some people's lovey-dovey, some people's a hoe, some people's pregnant all the time. It literally comes out in different ways. And you may not believe that you having thousands and thousands of babies is a cause of the traumatic things that you went through, and you feel like you have to be loved. You want to be loved by someone that's going to automatically love you, and that's a baby. I remember growing up being in DHS custody, and so many little girls, I say little girls, and I was a little girl with them, but I remember us sitting up in our rooms, talking, and they like, yeah, I can't wait to have a baby. And I was like, damn, I just can't wait to get back to some pussy. Like, what? We thinking about two different things. But some would say that me liking pussy at a young age was a projection of the traumatic things that I went through as a child. Nobody knew that my brother babysitting us while my parents was at work. Nobody knew that my brother was going to be jacking off in front of us the whole time. Nobody. And I know it's a lot of us that know this. And if I'm lying, y'all let me know. But how many of us searched our parents' rooms? I don't know why, just because when they left, searched their rooms. And then we ended up finding a porno or a porn magazine. And then once we opened up that Pandora box, then we started trying things. Oh, we seen people pissing. Oh, now we want to piss on each other while we're playing house. Oh, don't act like you don't remember playing house. Hey, Mac June, I see you. Don't act like y'all don't remember playing house, because a lot of y'all was playing house and fucking y'all cousins, brothers, and sisters. Now, I remember playing house and I was always the kid. They always made me the kid. I didn't know that they was fucking or trying to fuck until they actually made me the mama one day. I was like, oh, I remember that. Yes. You said you found the porn magazines. I found all type of porn magazines of women pissing on men strapped up with all. I was like, well, damn. As a kid, I didn't know what this was. I'm thinking this is like a game. We should be doing this. But we only got to do this whenever there's water, because we can't be out here smelling like piss, right? Guilty. I've done it. Didn't know no better. And why would parents have it this is the thing. Treat your porno magazines and your pornos like it's a gun. Keep that bitch up high where nobody can reach, especially your kids. Your kids should not be able to search your room and find a toy, none of that shit. That is traumatic. Now that I'm thinking, like when we get older and we thinking all this, that shit was disgusting. What the fuck was we thinking? And wasn't nobody at home to tell us, oh, you don't do that. Didn't nobody do that? We was just doing whatever. And then they wondered why some of us ended up sexually active at a young age. Well, because we're trying to act out this magazine that you're glorifying and keeping under your mattress. We're trying to be just like you. You are the example, and we lead him, and you lead him by it. We just follow it as kids. He said my sister and my cousins was babysitting me, and our cousins there was watching porn. Wow. You see what I'm saying? Every night after that, it was HBO After Dark, Real Sex, The Dirty Taxi. I'm not kidding. HBO and Real Sex was popular because of us. We made Real Sex popular. Not our parents, not the ones below us. We did that. Because our parents was at work and we was watching Real Sex, trying to figure out what real sex was. Y'all can admit it if you want to. You don't have to. You can continue sweeping it under the rug. But baby, I broke free of that. That actually turned into me becoming addicted to masturbation at a young age. And it took up until 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And it's like, that was a real fucking thing. That was actually draining. And I didn't realize until it was done, until I was done with it. But it was like, I would have never been like that had it not been put into my vicinity as a child. And then my sister traumatized me even further by making me watch a porno of women fucking animals. Now, I've never done that, but it was just like, every time I would see a horse, I'd be like, oh no, like, whoa. And her being the oldest, mind you, our oldest siblings, we're basically like looking up to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine looking up to your brother, you go to his room and he's jacking off and he won't stop jacking off. Like, then you like, am I supposed to be like that? Like, is okay. Like, the ones that you're admiring and that you're looking up to, they're not being the people that they're supposed to be at that time. So we end up growing up with traumatic experiences and anxiety and depression and not knowing. Some of us don't even know who we are, and some of us is just now finding out who we are, and some of us is just now, releasing the things that happened to them and being the person that you need to be. Sometimes at that moment, because you still don't even know who you are or who you're going to be. And it's not your fault. It's not. I blame your parents. I blame my parents. But once I got older and realized how to shake it, I can't blame them no more. Like, y'all are out of my lives. I don't even have to deal with that. So I can't be, hey, they're to blame. No. I've learned to deal with my trauma, my anxiety, my depression. I've learned to deal with that. And part of it was after, they disowned me, was not fighting for the relationship back. It was just like, okay, you know what? Keep it like that. I'm actually breathing now. Sometimes I don't listen, whether it's your family or somebody that's in your life, sometimes when they get out of your life, it's like, oh, I could breathe again. And I didn't know I was suffocating. We're suffocating because of all the things that we had to sweep under, all the lies that have been told in and out the family, all the strife that's in the family. Some of us got beef with our cousins and we don't even know why. It's just because our families didn't get along with their brother or sister, and then now we can't like their seeds, or now the family's beefing and we don't have family reunions because we don't fuck with each other and we don't even know each other. I don't even know half my cousins, and it's like, it's so many of us like this. That's traumatizing. When I moved to Detroit and, I was living in Dearborn, I was living with some Iranians and the whole family stayed there. And it was like, wow, and the cousins was down the street and everybody knew where everybody was. If they was in America, they was all in the same spot. And it's like, damn, I don't even know all of my cousins. And it's because our parents didn't know how to handle their emotions, their anxiety, their fighting, their strife. If they was into it with somebody in their family because somebody got treated a little bit better, they didn't know how to express it. They just knew to cut them off. And once they cut them off, it lasted for so long that once they had seeds, they didn't even introduce them or tell them about them. So they don't even know about this brother or sister or this cousin or nephew or this. They don't know. You know how many families go through that right now? How many families that's their story? That's my story. That's your story. That's somebody else's story. Us as adults now, we're picking up the pieces that was broken to fucking smithereens, just shattered in little bitty pieces. And some days you walk in certain parts of life and you like, you know what, this reminds me of something. And it brings you back. And when you look down, you see an old piece of you that you dropped a long, long fucking time ago. And once you pick that piece up and you remember, you like, wow, I don't ever want to forget this innocent version of me. So I'm going to do everything I can to continue finding these pieces that I dropped along the way and rebuilding myself back up. It doesn't matter who I have to cut off, whether it's my family or not. My peace is more important than that. Y'all already done enough. Thanks. Let me handle the rest of this. If you're just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time, and every Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. If you're just now tuning in, follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, Big O, Tagged, Like E, and fan base. Also, thacouch.com and THA Janell is my main page, and it's also the YouTube and my .com. Subscribe to the channel. You know, if you all have a story that you would like to share, you know, I don't want y'all to just think that I'm just, it's not all about me. You know, there's so many, like I say, so many other people that have the same story or similar or worse than mine. You know, and that's not all I've been through. It's just like a little taint of it. Swept under isn't to make anyone feel bad. It's to realize that that type of shit, being swept under the rug and made to believe like it's okay, is not okay. It's dangerous mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because I don't know if you guys seen that story where it was a young lady, she killed her mother on live because her mother's boyfriend raped her and her sisters when they were younger. And she said that she told her mom, and her mom was saying that she didn't know, that if she knew that she would have left him, you know, back then. And she was like, no, you knew, we told you, you know. So then at this point, this young lady is feeling like she's being gaslit. Like her mom is just gaslighting her, like she in her mind, she knows that her mom knows, that she knew, and she still let it happen because whatever the man was providing or whatever he gave her mentally, physically, or emotionally. She killed her mother right on that live. And a lot of people would say that she's wrong, and a lot of people would say, you know, I can't really say anything because I don't know unless it was me, you know. You don't know unless it was you, how you would feel, the things that she had to go through, or she might have still been mind fucking herself to the point where it bled into her adulthood, which it kind of was obvious because I think she was 28. You know, she couldn't let it go. And sometimes when something so traumatic happens to you as a child, it's hard to let go. And then sometimes it's easy to let go because you put a wall up in your mind to the point where it goes to the very back and you don't remember it. And it's a real thing. You literally can put something in the back of your mind, something traumatic, and a defense mechanism will make you forget it. And the only thing that can bring it up is either a smell or something, or a sound, or something that reminded you of that day that you put it to the very back of your mind. Sometimes as a child, we put things in the back of our mind because we don't want to remember it. We are discussing swept under, like family sweeping molestation under the rug and abuse under the rug and things like that. So you said, that's crazy, I don't remember that story. Listen, I actually just heard that story the other day, and I was like, wow, you know, because I'm actually about to talk about this on the couch. But once I find the story again, I'm going to post it on the couch page. But, you know, we can't really say how someone feels when they've been molested, raped, tortured, abused. And my thing is this, because like how her mom said that she didn't remember that she don't know, she don't remember her telling, she would have left. Like for me, my father used to shake me down, like literally, like search my room all the time, show up at my school, like if I would have ran away, he would have knew where I was. But you didn't know that my cousin was raping me in your living room for a whole summer. And sometimes even in my room. 2 doors down from you. But nobody knew. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't say, well, I can say for me, I didn't do it. But I can't say that, you know, if I went through the things that she specifically went through, that if that wouldn't have been me. I can't say that. Like, you know, I'm not one to judge anyone in any situation, because trauma and, you know, hurt, anger, and that can make you do some things. Like, you literally can, man. Like, when I caught my case, I was going to let it go. And I was raped. He raped me. And I couldn't let it go at first. That's why I went to his house to shoot him. And I said, you know what? I'm going to let him make it. And just as I was driving out the parking lot, I looked up and seen my brother on his balcony after I told him that his friend raped me. I said, nope. He got to go. If my brother didn't do it for me, I'm going to do it for me. He got to go. So when I caught my case, you know, for the new couch potatoes that's just now tuning in, that's why I caught my case, because I couldn't let being raped go. I was just like, I've already been raped and molested when I was younger, all my life, half my life. I'm not dealing with another motherfucker touching me without there being some fucking repercussions. Fuck no. Oh yeah, I was angry. That's why I say, like, now it's nothing that anyone can do or say that could make me as angry as I was as a child. Like, I was so angry. And even in prison, I was an earth disturber. Like, now, this shit is minute. This is my job. I get paid for this. But it's like, yes, my brother's friend. But it's like, I don't even have that type of anger in my heart anymore. I don't even have, like, I forgive my brother. I forgive the man that raped me, he survived. He just has half a face. I forgive him. I forgive anybody who's ever talked shit. Like, that shit don't bother me. I done been through some real fucking shit. Some of us have been through some real fucking shit for this minute shit to bother us, even if we give it a little bit of light. Even if we acknowledge it a little bit. Thank you. Actually, yes. Thank you so much. Swept under isn't to hurt people's feelings. It's to let you guys know that you are not the only one. And you do not have to keep sweeping it under the rug. You can let it out. If your family's mad at you, that's because they want to keep sweeping it under the rug. It's not right. Don't raise your kids like that. I made a post on my TikTok. I'm like, you know, how many of my 80s and 90s babies don't raise their kids the same way that their parents raised them? And there was so many of them that was like, my parents was fucked up. Like, I don't even talk to them now. And da-da-da-da-da-da. Some of us is like that. Some of us don't have a relationship at all with our families because of molestation, rape, not believing in, it could be for whatever reason. You said I raised my kids different than what my mom raised me. Wow. See? And some people don't want to be that one to feel like they're being disrespectful to their parents if they're being real. And it's like, how could you say you a real ass motherfucker if you can't keep it real with your parents because you think you're going to hurt their feelings? It's like they also have to deal with the fact that they fucked you up. And the only way they can deal with that fact is if you tell them. Just like people don't read your mind. They can't read your mind. They don't know if you hurt their feelings unless you tell them. We cannot assume. So once you tell them, acknowledge it, depending on how they handle how you tell them or what you tell them might depend on where your relationship goes from there. Some people don't like to be gaslit, no matter who it is from. And they might be like, you know what, I'm just going to have to go ahead and cut you off because I see where this is going. Some people don't like confrontation at all. And they're like, you know what? Okay. And then they'll never speak to them again. They don't want to be that person to be disrespectful to their parents. I mean, truth hurts. The truth hurts. But the truth also heals. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. You said, I agree. It's the way I talk sometimes to express my feelings. They take it a whole different way. Exactly. And then the first thing they say is, you're the child and I'm the adult. Okay, I'm an adult now. Let's get that clear. And now I need to speak on what's bothering me. And we'll take it from there. Y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I know this subject might make y'all uncomfortable, but it has to happen. And it's going to happen every month on the couch, swept under. If you're comfortable enough to tell your story or share your story, you're more than welcome. All you got to do is DM me and we'll get your story shared. If you don't want to say it yourself, I can read it the best I can because sometimes I'll be stuttering. Don't mind me. But I love you guys so much. All my couch potatoes that's tuned in. I'm going to head off of here. Yes, I love you guys. Also, today I had to wear my friend's t-shirt for her foundation, HFN Foundation. They're going to be doing something every month. Well, they're going to be trying to do something every month. But they gave away TVs, all type of stuff the other day, food. It was beautiful. Shout out to my girl, Alora, and her whole team. HFN Foundation. I love you guys. Have a good night. Sending positive vibes, love, and energy your way. Like I said, I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, and I gave you guys a trigger warning. I hope that this may have touched at least one person to maybe realize that you aren't the only one. Some of us we got the same story. I love y'all. Have a good night. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I love you guys. Period.